And indirectly and also directly as well, but in a way where they can digest it. Do you know what I mean? In a way
Sometimes you have to pivot. Listen, you know what? And I don't say no, because bro, I hate what you're saying. Don't get it twisted. I'm not gonna sit here and try to tell people, listen, feed them what they don't want to hear. Because at the end of the day, one of the biggest lessons that I've been taught as well is that you want to give people information in a sandwich. You give them what they want to hear. Sorry, you give them what they don't want to hear. The burger, the main thing that's gonna make up that sandwich is what they want to hear, and then you finish off what they don't want to hear. So at least the main part of the sandwich, they get what they're told, but they just get in a package that they're willing to accept. So I hear that, but at the same time, bro, if they want a BLT and it comes without the bacon, and they really want that bacon, bro, they got a BLT, bro. It is where it is. But you see with this person, still have to give him that sandwich. But you see this person. Rather that than starve. Now you know if this person's really not willing to hear what they want to hear, it is where it is. I feel you, but you see this person, they want a BLT like you said, yeah. You give him a BLT and they'll still complain. Like, why this BLT?
The bacon ain't crispy enough.
Well, yeah, why is the
lettuce all soggy?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But this is where sometimes, bro, you know what? I feel like we're all in a place, and I don't even want to bring age to this situation because this could be very subjective when we talk about age, but I feel like we all need to. I feel like being in a particular mind space, both mentally and physically, spiritually, without getting too philosophical, everyone can resonate with this. You have to be in a place where you know, okay, cool. These are the people who I'm willing to move forward with, and these are the people who I'm also putting on the back burner. But the door still needs to be open because you never know who wants to come through. Just like with quote unquote religion, bro, wherever you're at the bottom of the barrel of being the worst of the worst, bro, God will still open the doors to you if you're willing to still, you know what I mean, make that step forward. So you have to still move like that, bro.
No, facts.
So we can have that conversation. I'm more than willing to. I'm intrigued now.
Yeah. But like, I want to know who it is.
But with that being said, like at the end of the day, like we can't sit here and try to look at this person in a negative light.
I want to say
there's no negative.
I want to say this
there's no negative.
The way I've seen it is exactly what we just said, but then I've seen another side of like, there's no rules to this life thing, bro. There's no right or wrong.
There's no one-on-one. Yeah, there's
like
no
you
one-on-one.
Said, if someone gets to their end goal and they're successful in getting their way, their approach, that conversation of the criticism is irrelevant, bro. Because it's like they've got there anyway.
It's not a conversation of criticism, just like.
And no matter how far they've gone, bro, if they feel like they've got to where they need to get to, it is where it is. If that fulfills them, that fulfills them. So as long as we can move forward, we move forward. 100%. And I feel like this is where sometimes going back to even, not necessarily touching upon that particular subject, but going back to where we were talking about like men's, a male's perspective with regards to a female's perspective, whether it be with choosing a man or moving forward with a relationship, whatever. But this is where sometimes when we talk about what guys want is simple, kind of goes back to what we're talking about now. Really and truly, we just want the best for each other. That's it. Regardless of how that looks like, if you feel right now or this day and age you are where you need to be, cool.
Yeah.
I want to get to myself to XYZ, cool.
Yeah.
For as long as you don't look at me in a bad way, or you know, some people believe in the evil eye and so on and so forth, then hey,
we good.
What was your other question, sir?
All right, so I got one more question. Time is going, but
time is going indeed. But the red light's still going. I don't know if
the red light's still going, but I've set a time on it, and I think we've got like 12 minutes left. So.
Even better.
All right, so the next question is, it's another kind of deep one, and it's another one inspired by the same girl that went into the
this motherfucker had a lot of questions, huh?
You had a few questions.
What she was saying about the insecurities.
Yeah.
No, it's the same girl that basically got inspired from the guy she found, and I forgot what dating app it was, but it's a dating app, but a really good one, and black one or whatever. But anyway, the question is, what's a belief about yourself that no longer serves you? Oh, what's a belief about yourself that you once had that no longer serves you? I think that's the best way to say it.
Good question. A belief. You know what? Family, man.
I was just about to say.
Wee!
I I was just about to say that,
bro. Family,
I was just about to say that.
Family.
I was just.
And when people say like, blood's thicker than water, blah blah, and like you can't choose your family and so on and so forth, bro. Like, yeah, because that was something that opened my eyes a lot.
Like blood makes you related; it doesn't make you family.
And that saying there, yeah, that I'd say that'll probably be one of them. Going through certain situations in my life, made me really realize like who's there for me and who I thought would be there for me. And without even trying to say who was there for me, who was not there for me, because really truly people will be there for you that you don't even know that well.
Yeah.
Which is a big testament to their character in itself. But really and truly who you thought, I feel like it's like I remember a saying that Fabulous said in his tune, when the money goes, where the honey stay. And he said to Jay-Z, it's like, it's not necessarily saying like, it's not when the person knows you're looking at them, is when the person don't know you're looking at them, is when you get to really see the real character of that person. And going back to what we're talking about now, it's like the person you thought will still be there regardless, without knowing you're going through something bad. You know what I mean? And yeah, I learned unfortunately the very hard way that people who I thought would be there weren't there. You know what I mean? And 100%. they unfortunately, I say unfortunately, more so fortunately rather, because obviously that opened my mind to realize that even when you knew, you're still openly admitting that you wouldn't be there. You know what I mean? So that was a big lesson for me. So I'll definitely say that, like, yeah, bro, like as Sam said, man, just because your blood don't mean like your family, you know what I mean? And that was probably one of the biggest things that I'll take out from that. Yeah. So that would be my answer to that.
Proper. I agree. If you had to choose a different one, Glody, because I know you thought the same thing, but coming back to you, Sam, so think of your one.
It's tricky. I don't even know.
Believe you once.
That's a real deep question. Like, that's a real deep. That's a question that many people don't think about. It's like the whole saying when people don't want to look at themselves in the mirror. Because people know the answer to that.
People know the answer. But then it's deep. It's like, do you want to open that kind of worms?
They want to open that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Because sometimes people don't want to talk. They don't want to have that conversation themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And let alone with people.
Yeah, 100%. Because that's another one, like them insecurity again. It's like, do you really want to kind of put yourself in a vulnerable place? That's, some people, they open a can of worms and they're not gotten fully over that kind of worms.
100%.
I think mine's a bit in between. It's not fully. Like I always used to live by what will be will be. So to a certain extent, yeah, but it's like you also have to make shit happen. It's like if you're just here expecting shit to fall on your lap, like it's not.
It's funny.
It's just not gonna happen.
I saw a conversation about that with the word manifesting, where people are like, if you think it will come to fruition, but it's like there needs to be an element of actually actively doing it. Yeah,
something like. And I always used to live by that, like, what will be, and I still do to a certain extent because I feel like God has His plans for everyone. Like, you're putting it for a reason.
100%. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just depending on which path you take. So
I think with that said, you should probably start approaching guys.
Facts.
That's an action.
But what will be. He's gonna land on my lap. Like.
Going back to what we were talking about before.
Yeah, we came back to it.
Dang, my shit came and bit me on my ass.
That's full circle.
What about you? What about you? Enjoy.
Okay. What's a belief that I once had that no longer serves me? Okay. I could say this because, like I said about this person, I thought that their approach was, I thought it was wrong.
Okay.
But there is no right and wrong to life kind of thing. So for me, I've always looked at certain things like, you need to go, you need to do this, you need to do that. When it's like, this is not the only way to get to the end goal. Like there's so many other branches kind of thing. So for me now, I've got a more open approach where before I would have been like, no, I need to do this. It's like, actually you don't. It's not you need to do this. It can happen so many other ways. Like, it's not just this one route. Like, there's so many other ways that this same thing can happen. You just need to be open to it, kind of thing.
It's like there's not just one way.
It's not just one way.
Yeah.
There's so many other ways. Like, that's what's made me even more lenient to that situation, because it's like, but as much as we're saying, oh, this person needs to do this person, that's our way.
Yeah.
That's our tack. We would do that. But then there's so many other examples of people basically doing what he wants to do and getting to their goal.
Not everyone works the same way.
Not everyone works the same way, and not everything's written the same as well. Like, some
100%.
people's destinies,
Different,
bro,
It's different, yeah.
very different, bro. Some people come out, they make one YouTube video and they're millionaires. Some people play the lottery one time, boom, they're millionaires or whatever. Like, there's so many different stories. Like, some people
We'll have to work for 20 years to get.
Some people, if it was,
because that's off by chance, and that's what gives the
That's what I'm
people
saying.
hope to carry on being the way they are, which is what I was saying. That's what I was saying before, where
E-
like that person might really have a strong belief to, or have conviction based on what they've seen or what they feel works to carry on being the way they are. But yeah, no, that's a
doesn't
very good
mean
point.
it's gonna happen like
Yeah,
that.
true. But you know,
But
that's
at the
another.
same time,
That's another thing. Yeah.
our approach, there's a more logical kind of route to it, kind of thing, but then it has its own cons.
Yeah, because that could be subjective.
Yeah, but you see, me, my main problem is the moaning, man. I know.
We're obviously
I
going
fully
back
get
to that.
that.
We're not going back to that, but yeah, I hear you. But you know what? Elaborating on what Andrew said. Like, that's probably another thing that I would add to what I said as well. Another thing that I thought was a belief is that people that are around you, you think they think the same way,
No. Yep.
but they don't.
100%.
They think the same way you don't. That's what makes you different.
Yeah.
Listen,
You
that's what
think
made
in
me
your
quit my
own
office
unique
life.
way.
I said,
Yeah,
no.
no,
There's one
it's
woman I
very
used
true.
to work with. She said, I've been here fucking 20 years now. I hate it. But you've been here 20. She wasn't even old. She was probably like early 40s, 41, 42. So you've been here since you were 20. And you're still complaining 20 years later. I said, I'm gone. I handed in my notice. I said, I'm out. Like, 20 years, you're still complaining.
But imagine that could have been just as comforting for you to join in and that.
Yo,
you'd find
I
seldom.
said,
You would have found seldom
been
in
here
that kind of
20
mentality.
years, I hate it. Like,
know what I
do
mean?
something about it. I said, no,
Yeah,
this
but
is
some
not
people
going
don't
to
want
be
to
me.
do that. Some people don't want to do that. Some people find security
In
knowing
that.
that I can talk as much as I want, but I'm still going to get paid the same. My hours still going to be the
That's what I'm saying.
same. My life's still going to be the same.
It's the approach, because it's like someone saying, okay, what is life about? Is life about doing something you love, or is life about doing the things that you hate? Because to be honest, like Jim, for example, bro, I was saying on my story, I don't know, you might have seen it, but I was saying, bro, I hate going to the gym. Every time I go to the gym, it's a chore. Like, but the benefits to it
outweigh
so much. And it's like, every time you put yourself in an uncomfortable position, they say that's where even life begins for growing and things like this.
100%.
Take yourself
And it's
out
like,
your
if you put
comfort
yourself in a
zone.
place where you're comfortable and you love doing what you're doing, things like this, and it's like, what are you really gaining? Don't get me wrong, you're nice, you're enjoying your thing, but it's like, and you could be gaining, bro. It could be a position where you're gaining like a lot of wealth from this position. You know, a lot of YouTubers love posting videos and stuff like this, but then someone like Andrew Tate would say, bro, you're not gaining the discipline of doing something you don't like, and basically fighting through that.
And I think that makes you a better person, to me. Makes you a more rounded human being.
But then it's like, what perspective?
That could still be perspective, because the person can still look at you and think, bruv, but why would you care?
Why would you
If it
struggle
works for
and
me.
get less, and this person is basically not struggling and probably getting more?
Yeah, true.
So it's like,
But yeah, answering the question you said, what was it again? Sorry. About the.
so what is a belief you once believed about yourself that no longer serves you?
Yeah, one of the beliefs I had here was, I say not like, you see, when it comes to your feelings in terms of like to them, like how you're feeling like mentally and stuff, like it's just one of them things you should just deal with it. I used to have the like, yo man, listen, if you're feeling a certain type of way, like if you're feeling sad or angry or this or that, just deal with it, man.
Just get over it.
Just get over it. Like, hey, man, you're in a good position. You're living, you're breathing. You can go again. But sometimes, bro, like, going back to the insecurity thing, as well, I feel like I don't have an insecurity, but one of the things I feel like potentially be insecure is I don't really talk to people, all the time of, like, what I'm going through a lot.
Being vulnerable.
Yeah, being vulnerable. Like, I'm not used to being in that space of being vulnerable. Not because I don't want to be, not because I feel whatever, like I don't want to put myself in that vulnerable position. It just, I'm not used to it, so it's very hard for me to, like, really, like,
put yourself in that position.
put me in that bit. You're like, yo, bro, like, I'm really going through this, because, bro, there'll be times here, bro, like, it will be weird. Like, I'll be at home and I'll just be start feeling sad
because you ain't dealing with shit, so it just gets you.
I start feeling like, I haven't done nothing, or this. I just feel like I can't talk to nobody.
That's honestly subjective. Not saying that, bro, that because you feel that way. No, not at all. Oh, that's 12 minutes.
It's like rounded up.
We've still got a few more minutes, but basically we've got to start rounding that up.
Sometimes I just, like, that's one of the things I can say. Like, I always thought in my mind, like, okay, if you're going through this, people are going through worse. It is what it is. Yeah. Keep it, like, just keep it moving.
You know what? That's very subjective, because as I was saying before.
However, I felt like when I started speaking more to people, it made me feel better. It kind of lessened the load. I felt like I actually hold on to a load myself.
Because that's where sometimes people forget, man. The amount of stuff that you hold in your back.
Yeah.
It's just a black man.
It's just as easy as offloading that than thinking that you have to take on that responsibility, because really and truly that responsibility could have been dealt with if you just talked about it. Now, going back to what you just said before, I feel like sometimes, and funny enough, like my girl and her parents, we always have this conversation, and they always use this example where if someone's going through something and they get told someone's going through worse, they have this reply and they say, that doesn't matter, because I'm going through what I'm going through. So I mean, and that's always been a big lesson in my mind, because it's like, rah, I see where you're coming from, because as much as it can sound selfish, but you can't deny someone's feelings at a particular time when they're feeling shit.
That's a tricky one.
There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, exactly. But
it's
the
tricky, because I'm just like, there are always people going through worse. Like, appreciate what you have.
100%.
You know
but
what
again,
I mean?
you can't disregard also. And this is where, like you said, it does get tricky, because you can't regard or disregard rather what that person's going through, regardless. Whether it could be the smallest things, the tap's not working, to knowing that, okay, cool, there's some people that they ain't got no water. I get that.
I'm
but
still
man ain't
feeling
in that
how
position.
I'm feeling.
Man ain't in that position. So I ain't got time to think about that person, because right now I need the tap to work in order to do what I need to do. So again, I get that, but it's so subjective. It's so subjective. But I feel like, again, in this world nowadays, we need to have an element of being open, because it's the only way you can receive, regardless if you know, even if you're religious or not. But to get a blessing, you need to be open for that blessing. There's no way you can have your doors closed and still receive a blessing. There's no way.
It's like what I said. If, like, you see one thing one way and you don't see things the other way,
you're not gonna get a gem
to receive.
You're not gonna get a gem. It's like that. It's like that typical kind of like picture or diagram when you see the man that are hitting against the wall, trying to get to the gem. The person finds one, but the other person's gone further and trying to find, and they got more. You know what I mean? Some person gives up when they know it's just the one, or I've done this far, they didn't go any further. But that person's going further to then find out they've got so many gems to go through. But again, like I said, like, they need to be willing to have the opportunity open and present itself for them to receive. So again, like, it's a topic that can always be debated, but I feel like the answer would always come down to if the person's willing to hear or is open enough to receive what they can potentially get.
So, how do we close off?
Yeah, I'm going to say, on that case,
with that being said,
with that being
and
said,
with that being said,
I fully agree. But yeah, with that being said, man, we're gonna close it off because we've definitely gone
We
past
will
our
be here
little time.
talking till where?
But
It's
A
alright.
lot.
A lot of
Yeah,
gems,
man.
a lot of
It's a
gems.
lot,
A lot of
yeah.
gems.
But
man.
we're gonna try and cut it down, refine it. You know,
I'll keep it
100%.
moving
This
till
is
the
ex-
next one.
This is a good excuse for Juice's excuse for Juice podcast. Myself, Andrew Reveals. Get me on my socials, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. At
You got TikTok?
Andrew Reveals. Yeah, I got TikTok now.
you're not dancing.
No, I ain't done that
Okay,
yet.
okay,
I ain't done
Oh
that
my
yet.
God,
not yet.
imagine.
Yeah, I
You're
don't think I'm
doing
gonna
that.
do
You're
that
not doing
even,
that.
but
Okay, cool.
Yo.
Who knows? Never say never. I'll never say never.
He's
but
gotta
anyway,
be open.
These guys are dance, man.
He's
we'll
gotta
never
be
say never.
open.
We'll never say never.
Don't dance though.
And
I
as
was
well,
gonna say
listen,
Yo.
if you like the look of this tee, hit
Show
me up
them
on
the
my
back.
DM.
You
Off
can't
black.
even just show the front, man.
I don't know. I don't even know how to show them the back. But
There we go.
Off black with a V.
Okay,
get
okay.
me?
Crew crew with snow
Black
snow.
women, you know what I'm saying? We're showing love. So yeah, man, hit me up on my socials if you want to know about the tea or whatever, and even for the date as well. Look up Sam. We're definitely
We're
looking for
actually gonna see
contestants,
this.
male
Yeah,
contestants.
Please,
Yeah,
please.
as well.
Yo.
Like, share, and subscribe.
As
yeah?
always.
As well.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah. Yeah. So at Sammy Saad Official, SAMMISAAD. Also, I've got my own waxing business. So if you need a wax, Liverpool Street
Tell them.
at wax.waxalicious. Come through. Got that good.
I actually might have. I got a holiday coming up soon, so.
I
Come
got
on.
you.
But I'm scared though. I can't lie. I'm
Don't be
scared.
scared. We need to film
Wax.
that one.
Nah,
That's definitely
Jesus.
content. 100%.
Film that one.
Jesus Christ, I'm not on that.
Hey.
But yeah, with that being said, my socials, G, and I'm the worst for these things. You know, that A for Alpha, D for Delta. I'm the worst. G for got.
Hey, that
Dot.
is funny.
S for straw.
I'm
T
lost
for
already.
tree. Training. LTD, and that'll be my Instagram. Same thing with the Twitter. Yeah, those are the only two socials that I'm on. So yeah, if you want to follow me for any fitness content or anything like that, you can hit up on those socials.
Big PT.
Facts.
Trying, man, trying.
Come on.
So yeah, me Glody at Glodinsky. So yeah, that's
Hello.
me in all socials. If anyone's out there that wants commercial cleaners,
Yeah, about to say good old
on.
clean.
we're
Get out
available.
clean.
Good old clean. So
man.
good old clean.
Very thorough.
Yep. On all socials and also on Google. You'll see us.
Right,
and see all
everyone's
our
all
reviews.
entrepreneurs out here.
Well,
Tiny little.
Yeah.
Gonna
Also
say as
10K
well.
management.
Okay.
Go and say that again.
Yeah, so 10K management, our management company that we manage artists, and yeah, we're on there. We're managing two artists
Okay.
already currently.
Who's the two artists?
So Ezzy Black, EZYBLK, and the Welly Wayu boys.
Come on.
So yeah, man.
Yeah. Young DeMarco. You know that button. And as well, what they say, listen, Pimp My Ride Out on Snakes and Save Our Summer. One Ace and Snake Save Our Summer. Make sure you guys go and download that. Make sure you guys go stream that on all digital platforms. My song on there with him, Pimp My Ride. Make sure you go and listen to that.
Oh yeah, one last thing as well. Yeah, Ezzy Black, so EZYBLK, got a song out called Investio. Go and check that out.
Invest.
Bangers upon bangers.
Come on, man.
But
So yeah, with that being said, we're gonna close it up, and you see us in episode 3, man.
Peace.
Excuse for
Corny hand
juice.
sign. Corny hand sign.
He's like,
Crow
gang,
crow
gang.
with the snore.
Hey, yo.